Greetings and welcome. Since some time now I have become quite obsessed with these old shellac records, the precursor of those modern turntable records we appreciate today. A technology from more or less 100 years ago, and it's still functional. I admit, I kind of overdone it, a tiny little bit, buying all those records from some second-hand marketplaces. Well, for me it's almost like gambling, to buy cheap some amounts and search for some rare and extraordinary records. Collecting also the broken pieces, because maybe it can be reused as raw material for some purpose which I don't know yet. Maybe. That old school music is just unique in its own way, but I play them with modern technology, for preserving them as well practicality in nature. Those modern needles are much more durable in comparison to those old steel ones. While I examined my collection, I discovered 4 different sizes of those records. Interesting. Didn't know there could be that small. But the biggest problem with your music box sound system at home is simply the fact that you can't take it with you, while cycling, for example, right? The music. It's stationary. It's a big piece of furniture. You can't fit it into your pocket, can you? Just love the design of the stylus of that record player arm. For switching from shellac to normal records, you simply flip around that capsule inside. Just an ingenious solution. Also, here, look! While turning that knob right here, inside that antenna piece is rotating around too. So cool. At least 4 speakers are built in. Well, there are 2 more, but I am not sure if those are speakers too. Anyway, so it is possible to take the music box with you while going on cycling, for example. But it isn't that convenient. I mean, wherever you go or are, always in search for a power outlet, for powering up those old electric radiate tubes inside. Hi. It's just backbreaking. I mean, yeah, you could take a small generator with you too, but it will just become more and more difficult to handle. Also, the danger of rollover whenever you leave the streets and go full off-road. That's a problem. Gravity reducer right here will safely stop anything from becoming destroyed by impact, which means that my drivable music box bicycle trailer should withstand such a lousy bump jump with ease. So it's clear that old music box built in 1957 can't be the solution for my problem. Maybe a simple gramophone on the luggage rack is more suitable. Well, it's a pain in the back to operate it behind your back. Although driving a pedal-powered contraption, you still have to wind up it manually. Also, without suspension, the surface you're driving on needs to be very smooth, which isn't the case anywhere I'm driving in. So, So a couple of months ago I made the plan to build a bicycle which, if finished, could solve my problem at hand. Music on the go. The record player in front while the motion movement is created at the back wheel. Therefore I tried 3 times to weld a bicycle chain to the side of a bicycle rim. Still a crappy job, but it revealed the truth that it's stupid. That sprocket would create a lot of noise while turning. Don't want noise, just music. I did start over with a new approach. A new design that consists out of a car timing belt as well 2 car water pump bearings. For disassembling such a water pump, you clearly need a shop press as well as an angle grinder, but still a fight to do so. Oh yeah, also I only used half of the belt and pulley. That rubber friction roller pulley consists out of 2 inline skater wheels, which are mounted on a bicycle wheel hub. The pivot point connection of the whole lever contraption is that mentioned water pump bearing. It took me some time till it would proper engage and disengage as well, without any jamming. After a slight mistake, I decided to use ordinary car door hinges for mounting that special bike rack. You see, I wanted a bike rack which would be strong enough for me to sit on, pedaling while standing completely still. Well, turns out, without a moving bicycle on the road acting as some sort of governor, it's almost impossible to keep a steady speed for playing those records. Just can't do it, even by hand. The question about harvesting that rotational energy from the back wheel is solved. Just have to mount the gramophone in front of the bicycle now. While disassembling that old spring motor, I discovered a fantasy-like nut, which needs to be driven with those alien-like nuts. What's that even for size? 3/8. Here I found myself another construction miracle. For wind up the spring motor, you can crank it only in one direction. For that purpose, they used a single spring. The spring that hugs the drive shaft, but it allows the shaft to rotate only in one direction. You can't turn it the other way around. Oh, that's just such a simple technical solution. I saw it the first time in my life. Such a beautiful idea. No moving pieces, just 2 most simple parts, and it works like a charm. Just made my day that day. After I mounted that record player successful to my bicycle, I had to make the front wheel suspended. At first I wanted to take that front fork from a rare old 3-wheeled bicycle for disabled people. That one, right here. That would have been a shame, to rip it apart completely. I mean, look, it's just a rare piece. So instead I took that fork right here. Not a bicycle fork, rather a SR2 fork. That was original some old half motorcycle, half bicycle thing from centuries ago. Nevertheless, someone once attached that fork to a bicycle frame. And back in 2014, I, while being on a secret mission, spotted that thing rotting in some ruins. Couldn't sleep afterwards, so I returned on a rescue mission with some tiny little wheels in my backpack. I installed them and was able to push my new treasure back to my car. Had to modify it heavily, but still looks awesome and works surprisingly very well. The propulsion of the Gramophone itself was also quite challenging. At first I walked with two equally sized pulleys, one of those pulleys even equipped with a bolt-in clutch. But while pushing the bicycle, the record was already spinning much too fast. Well, I intended to use the built-in governor of the spring motor in combination with that clutch pulley, but it didn't work out. Couldn't adjust the clutch just right, and while testing I destroyed the governor of the spring motor, so I simply removed it completely. Here is footage from another spring motor which is still in working condition, so that you can witness that mechanical speed controller, that governor thingy, in action. For solving that speed problem at hand, I then attached the smallest pulley on the bicycle I could find and the largest on the Gramophone itself, for matching that perfect speed ratio of around 38 RPM while cycling normal. Actually, that large aluminum pulley used to be a wheel, I guess for a stroller. Found that wheel once next to a road, lying around. Yeah, I know. The belt makes some slight squeak noises, because he is terrible worn out. But the only one in my collection that would fit and do the job, so better than nothing. Here you can see the upper water pump bearing I used, in front of the bicycle head tube. Also a hard job it was indeed, to align those two former timing belt water pump pulleys to each other, so that the belt wouldn't fall off while being driven. With all that weight in front, it becomes a bit unstable while driving very fast, especially with only one hand on the handlebars. For example, if switching those records while still driving around. I did some measuring. A small record with a diameter of about 25 centimeters will get you around 400 meters. Well, the travel distance while playing the record from start to end. A large record with a diameter of about 29.8 centimeters will even get you around 630 meters. While rotating them with the necessary speed of 78 RPM. But after playing one side or sometimes even up to 6 times a record song, the needle, the stylus, won't create sound anymore. The needle has become so blunt that it no longer fits into the grooves of the record. It just slides on the surface and does nothing. Here a microscopic picture to confirm just that. Sometimes even a slight bump on the road can ruin a brand new needle while playing, just like that. So I need to be on alert at all times if making music and drive around at the same time. Those small records are working great with that gramophone, because there's still that place where I can easily put the head shell if I don't play a record. But while having one of those large records on my platter, that little safe storage compartment is inaccessible. That sucks. So far I drove the bicycle for around 90 kilometers. Well, I did 3 large trips, each around 30 kilometers long, for testing and revealing all its problems and weaknesses. In the last repair session I replaced the springs from my spring-loaded record magazine, located on my bicycle luggage rack. You simply can't weld springs to something, they will always break off. While searching for another solution, I looked to the bicycle seat and had found the perfect replacement. Those bicycle seat springs should last forever, because they are fastened with bolts. Perfect. So yeah, that's it. I'm very happy with that project, because it's almost perfect. And as close to my imagined contraption in my head as it could get. So ein schönes Fahrrad.
Strappe ziehen!
Nicht Strappe ziehen!